Hey guys, CACTUSMAIN, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a short video on prepping Pereskiopsis, whatever, however you want to say it. I don't pronounce them very good, but preparing them for this season's seedling graftings that I'm going to be doing. This is going to be a two-part video. First part's going to be, what you need to do the cuttings, to get the cuttings and all that, and how to perform the cuttings. And then part two is going to be, how to plant the cuttings, how to grow them out, and hopefully they'll be ready by the time my seedlings are ready, beginning of the summer. So hang tight. I got to go out to the greenhouse and get a cutting from the mother plant, and I'll be right back. All right guys, I'm back from the greenhouse. I had a little difficulty getting the cuttings off the mother plant. I didn't think she was as strong as she was, but she fought back. Alright, so now I'm going to start off with some things you need to do this. First, you need razor blade. Okay, that's, make cuttings with. A pair of sharp scissors. Some rubbing alcohol. I use 91% to sterilize your cutting devices. Of course, paper towels. And you need a box. Doesn't have to be a box just like this. Actually, let me get some of that out of there. But you need something, cardboard box, to put your cuttings in. Okay? And let them, cure, let the wounds cure on how you cut them. And if you do this like I do without gloves, you're going to need some tweezers, because not only do these bad boys have some wicked spines, I don't know if you can see it, but they have glow-kids. Little tiny hair barbed spine sons of guns. Let me see if I can give you, see, there's some spines, but you can't really tell that they're there. And you can't tell that they're in your finger until you go to wipe your hands like that, and then it's ah! And then here's the other cutting I got. 3 heads, so. Alright, enough babbling, and let me adjust the camera so you guys can see, and I'm wiping my hands and I'm covered in them already just from that. So I do advise wearing gloves. I don't wear gloves because I like the feel. So, like I said, enough babbling. Let me go ahead and zoom in. Oh, you need a good working station too. I just have a nice piece of plywood that I work on. So, alright, let me read. Ow, again. They're all over the place. See, wear gloves. Don't do like CACTUSMAIN. Alright, let me change the camera angle like I said I was going to. Alright guys, welcome back. Nice close up. It's raining outside as usual for Florida. Alright, let me zoom back out. Alright, let's get started. First thing, I'm going to go ahead and sterilize everything. I'm going to try to make this video quick, guys, so once I get the initial instructions done, I'm going to do all the cuttings and take a video after that of what they all look like. So get your rubbing alcohol, get it on some paper towel, sterilize your scissors. Nice and good. Alright, they're sterilized. I already pre-sterilized it because I went ahead and took the cuttings off camera from the mother plant, but it never hurts to do it again. And kids, please be careful. If you're doing this, don't do it without adult supervision. 1, the spines on the cactus hurt really bad. 2, razor blades are very sharp. Alright, so let's go ahead and get that nice and sterilized. Okay, now right off the bat I could tell you the razor blade is basically useless on this big branch right here. I had to break out the scissors to cut it off the mother plant. It's very, very strong. Alright, so what you want to do is, you see right here, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to try and bring it in and grab it. There's a branch growing off of it from the side right there, and a branch right there, another one right there, right there. we want to go ahead and cut those because those are growing tips. So these will be ready to graft seedlings rather quickly, because you always, I'm going to make a grafting video when I'm ready to graft when spring is here or beginning of summer, but you always graft on a growing tip. So these branches are like little bonuses, free growing tips. Okay, so get the scissors, just snip it. There's another one right there. Snip it. One right here. Snip it. Snip it. And snip it. Okay. Now, each one of these is a growing tip, which means that's growing. That's where it grows from. So after we plant, I do the part 2 and show you how, you know, to plant them, and then when I do a grafting video, you'll know what the growing tip's all about. So this is already done. Some people like to go ahead and take a razor blade and cut like a, let me just do it for demonstrational purposes. Cut a little bit up like that, so you know, let me get it right. So it's at an angle, so you know that's the downside. I don't really do that with Pereskiopsis because they have leaves and you know what side is up and what side is down. So those are good. We're ready to set those in the little box, get them out of the way. You are gonna lose leaves. As you can see, there's leaves falling off. It's not gonna hurt nothing. It's all part of the game. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nice little branches out of that one. And that was just growing off the side of the plant. Now you got the main stalk. Now here's where it really matters on knowing top from bottom, because the growing tip, ooh, look at that, guys. I missed 2 more down here. All right, let me get those out of the way. Trying to make a quick video. I'll do the best I can and get these out of the way. All right, I know this is the bottom right here because that's, let me show you guys. You got to be careful handling these. I mean, there's some pretty mean spines on there. And at the base of each spine is glochid, so yeah, it's fun. Wear gloves. See, it's pretty stout, and my razor blade wouldn't go through it, so I had to get the scissors. But I know this is the bottom end because of that. The top end, the top growing end of this actual long branch, I had to cut off because it did have some frost damage due to my greenhouse. All right, so with this, I know I need to use the scissors because of how strong it is. And take it and cut, try to cut. And the scissors aren't doing it. She's very tough. You really don't want it to come out like this, but man, she's got a solid center. So I'm gonna cut the video right there. Alright guys, so we got all the branches growing off, and that's easy. You know, you got growing tips, and that's you know what you can use to graft. And then here is another section I got off of the mother plant. Okay, there's a growing tip on this branch, there's a growing tip right here, and a growing tip right here. So that's 3 more growing tips. So that's going to be, you know, very nice. So you just want to, I don't know, you don't want it to be too short, you don't want it to be too long either. But since it's a growing tip, I'm going to say 2 to 3 inches, maybe 4, and just cut away. And then the bottom leaves you're going to want to take off because they're going to fall off anyways, but you got to stick this in the dirt We'll get to that in part 2. Okay, so there's another growing tip. Now, that's not a growing tip. That's going to callus over, and another arm or branch, if you would, is going to pop out from one of these areas right here. One of these areoles is going to pop out. So this is why I'm prepping so early in February, because now I have to wait to get more growing tips to do grafting. I have to wait for another one to grow out from here, cut it, let it heal up, callus over, and then do the, you know, same thing over again. So we'll do about another 3-inch piece. Careful, there is spines. All right. Now is the tricky part. You truly, you have a little 3-inch piece here. Get the leaves off the bottom. You need to know which end is the top and which end is the bottom. Okay, I'll tell you why. It's kind of a rough cut, but that's because I had a spine right there. Grab the scissors and get rid of that. This is the bottom. This is the top. After it's all healed up, if you plant it upside down, it's not going to grow. It'll stay green, it'll live for, heck, it could live forever, but it's not going to grow. So you have to remember which way is up. And for me, I always remember which way is up. As I cut the little slant, I didn't mean to flick you guys off, I cut the little slant upwards. And then also when you set it in the box, lean it up against the side, facing up. Okay, we're getting down a little thicker, so I'm going to use the scissors now and just cut another one. Alright, see how it came off? This side is up, so I got to put a little slant on it so I remember. It's a little too much, but that way at least I know it's that way is up. Okay, so wow, look at all the glow kids in my, those are all stuck in my hand. So like I said, gloves are better. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut all these out, come back when I'm done, and try to clear up some of my explanation. It's kind of hard to explain things holding sharp objects and getting stuck by sharp objects. So let me go ahead and finish these out and I'll be back. Alright guys, so I am done with that first little 3-branch clipping I got from the mother plant. Now these are middle sections right here. Bam, you see how I got them sitting up, top up. Remember, you always, when you're dealing with the middle section, you gotta have top up. If you plant the top in the ground, the plant's not gonna die, but it's not gonna grow. I can't reiterate that enough. Another thing, you guys probably really do want to wear gloves. I mean, look at all those glow kids I got sticking out of me. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, other hand too. It's fun. Now all these over here are tops, growing tips. You can tell that's a growing tip. So that's beautiful. I got just out of that one, or actually 2 cuttings I took off the mother plant. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 10 growing tips. Okay. Now these growing tips, once they heal up, I'm gonna go ahead and plant them. That'll be in part 2. But you want to give them at least a week for the cut to heal. Okay. And you want to keep them dry. They're wet right now because they were getting rained on in the greenhouse, but you want to keep them dry. And you know, if you lay them on their side, you lay them on their side. It doesn't really matter with the growing tips because you're going to be able to remember. It's the middle guys, the middle cuttings you have to really remember. And then, you know, after I plant these, they'll be ready for, they'll root up in about a week and be ready for grafting, and then I could do a seedling grafting video. These will not be. They'll root and then they'll start shooting off new growth. Okay, like a branch, like I said, will come out from there. Let me pick one up just to get it a little closer. Ow. Could add that to the blooper reel. But a new branch will come out from somewhere around here or something. And then I'll cut that new branch, that new growth, a growing tip, I'll cut that off. And it'll be just like these guys. So that's why I'm starting so early. You know, it's only the beginning of February and I'm starting to do this. So I have enough ready because I do plan on selling a lot of seed. Just remember, guys, gloves, this is insane. I'm going to be here for a little while pulling those out. And I still have the other big branch to go. But I wanted to keep the video short, hopefully informative. If you guys don't have any of these and you do want to do grafting seedlings, you know, you got to get you some. You got to get you some. Find some on eBay. In fact, in a little bit I'm going to be doing a video on how to buy cactus online. You know, where to go and all that kind of stuff. But for right now, this is part one of prepping the Pereskiopsis, if that's how you want to say it. I can't stress enough, guys, keep track of your middle cuttings. Okay, keep track of up and down. This one gets turned over. Someone comes behind you, your little brother or something, and messes with you and turns it upside down. If you didn't cut that little slant at the tip, you would never know, and you bury it upside down and there's a wasted cutting. Okay, so let me get them back up there, right? Then, like I said, leave them in a dry, dark, you don't want them in direct sunlight because they're hurting right now. We just chopped them up. Dry, dark place. Let them dry out for about a week. And then I'll be back in probably a week with part two on how to pot these guys up. And then hopefully this spring we'll have a growing cactus from seed video, how to graft seedlings video. That'll be great. All right, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks everybody again for watching. Thumbs up if you like. Also, you gotta remember, I've been getting stuck with a lot of stuff, so if I seem like I was mumble jumbling, I'm sorry. But hopefully you have a grasp on how to take cuttings and how to get them ready. Well, at least the first step. All right, and don't forget to disinfect your tools afterwards. Like I said, wear gloves because that's just ridiculous. I didn't know I was gonna get that many, or else I would wear gloves. And then you see, got a bunch of leaves. I've heard people say that you can grow a cactus out of leaf. I'll just discard this, make some compost or something, or throw it away. I don't try to grow another plant from a leaf. I don't know if that's possible. I know it's possible with succulents, but I don't know about cacti. So, like I said, thumbs up if you like. Ow, I can't even make a fist. Thumbs up if you like, comment, rate, share, subscribe, and I'll have part two next week. Thanks for watching, guys. Alright guys, I just wanted to say thank you again for watching my prepping Pereskiopsis, however you want to say it, video. And hanging in there. I did not realize I was going to get that many glow kids in my fingers and have to deal with that much pain while filming. I've done this many times before and never gotten that many. So the mother plant I have growing in my greenhouse is actually in the ground, so maybe that upped her production of glow kids. I don't know. She's not potted, she's actually in the ground, and she's wicked. The only thing is I've never gotten her to bloom. If anybody out there has one and has gotten one to bloom, please show me a video response. Don't go on Google and find a picture of one and send me a picture. I want to see yours because that is something I'd really like to see. I appreciate you guys hanging in there, waiting for spring so I can have some nice bloom videos for you, because right now I really don't have much. You know, this video is the first green in a while. If you want to check out another YouTuber, another cactaholic channel that has outstandingly beautiful videos, go check out Heart Full of Happiness. I'll put a link to her channel right here. Very, very beautiful cactus that she has. Lovely personality. And she's done something that I have been trying for 10 years, ever since I got into cactus, to do, and I can't do it. She got a Trichocereus pachynoid bloom. Check out that video, go to her page, give her a thumbs up, subscribe, and also subscribe to me. Alright guys, have a good one. Hopefully the video wasn't too blah blah blah, because I was in pain, but I'll be back in about a week with part 2. Alright, thanks guys, have a good one.